Anthropomorphic animals. No, I'm not talking about Root. No, I'm not talking about Everdale. Today, let's talk about the Dale of Merchants. Hello everyone, I am Kylie, inside of Games Unlimited in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today I want to talk to you a bit about Dale of Merchants. Now, don't be confused. This is a very large box because this is the box of the Dale of Merchants collection. It's a box that holds everything Dale of Merchants, but you do not have to start with a big box like this. Dale of Merchants actually comes in a small little box. There are 3 of those plus the collection. So this is one of those games that if you love it, you can add more. That just gives you more variety, more sorts of things going on. But what I'm going to talk to you about is the contents of just the base game. I just don't happen to have the base game box because I threw it away since I have the collection. Now, Dale of Merchants is a deck building game with a very strong race aspect. So when we go back to the original deck building game, Dominion, right? That's a game where you're sort of building up your deck, you're buying stuff, but eventually you want to start buying point cards. You just don't want to buy them too early because they're kind of dead weight in your deck. So Dominion had this turning point that you have to decide, when do I switch and start buying, my deck is good, I'm going to start buying point cards. Dale of Merchants sort of does that amped up a bit. So it is a race game. You are trying to play 8 stacks of cards. Thematically, you are merchants, come to this big extravaganza. You want to show off your market stall by having 8 different stalls of goods for sale. You have to start with a value 1 stall, then a value 2, value 3, value 4. But these are cards that you are playing, you're removing them from your deck when you play them. So you might end up having some really good cards that you want to use, but if you put them out as your stall, they're no longer in your deck, you can't use them anymore. So the cards are valued 1 to 5, and they're going to come in a variety of different animal folk or suits. In order to play a stall, all the cards in that stall have to be the same color, the same animal folk, the same suit. So since they come from 1 to 5, but you need to go up to 8, while their first stall, your second, your third, fourth, and fifth could be a single card, eventually you're going to have to start adding cards together in order to make those stalls. So on your turn, you're either going to buy a card from this central market. The value's in the corner, and some of them might cost more depending on how more recently they came out. But you're going to play cards from your hand using their value to buy the card from the stall. And that card's going to go right into your hand. The cards you used to buy it with go to your discard pile. So deck cycling doesn't happen as fast as in a lot of deck building games. Or you can play, a lot of these cards have a special ability on them, a technique. If you just say, you know what, I'm going to play this card, I'm going to do the thing on it. Might let you dig through your discard pile, might let you take a card from the market for free, all sorts of things. Third thing you can do is actually build your market stall. And you can also just discard cards and draw back up because you can't normally just discard. You don't discard your whole hand at the end. So getting dead weight out of your hand is a little bit more difficult. That's basically it. You either buy stuff, make a stall. Obviously, you don't want to get too far behind on making stalls because you can only build 1 stall per turn, barring some special techniques and cards. So if you get too far behind, it's going to take you 5, 6 turns even to get up to 8, even if you have the cards to do it. So a lot of interesting, tricky decisions that are going to be changed depending on which animal folk are in the game. So each Dale of Merchants box has 8 different animal folk sets in them. And they vary. Some of them are good at helping you with your discard pile. Some give you a lot of money. There's some take that animals. If you want stuff, let you steal from the other players, mess with them. You can kind of craft the game to your group's play style. In fact, you can go to their website, type in which sets you have, what kind of game you're looking for. High interaction, low interaction, complex, not complex, that sort of thing. And it'll give you a sort of custom set of animal folk to use. So every game is going to be a bit different. The artwork's fantastic. This is the dirty exchange from the thieving northern raccoons. There's some moldy oranges there. Of course, the raccoons, they are one of those take that animal folk races, so they let you mess with the other players a lot. Just a lot of interesting. Every game is so different depending on what type of animal folk come out. They each have their own deck with cards that do special things. But it's also very quick, especially at 2 players. I mean, this is a 15, 20-minute game. Just back and forth, back and forth. It's a very quick game. So I've been a big fan of Dale of Merchants. I'll let you know, it might be a bit confusing because they call, the original one is Dale of Merchants, and then there's Dale of Merchants 2 and Dale of Merchants 3 and the collection. Any one of them is a standalone game. You can start with any of them. Don't normally recommend starting with the collection because it's a bit more of an expensive box because it has everything to put in the game. But all in all, a fantastic deck building game it's quick, it's snappy, like these snappy macaws, but it's gonna make for a lot of interesting decisions. So that's Dale of Merchants. Come on down to Games Unlimited. We'd love to talk to you about it, maybe show you the game so you can take a copy home and unbox some fun.